Hello. I'm going to talk a little bit more about unforgiveness and resentment. It's really been on my heart the last couple of days, and it's interesting when something happens that makes you analyze a lot of things. And so I'll start out with talking about what forgiveness is not. And a lot of times when we are told, if you've ever been in, therapy or in like a healing type group, they talk about forgiveness, we start to, or at least I start to make all of these assumptions about what forgiveness is. And forgiveness is not allowing someone's bad behavior to be your fault. Forgiveness is not excusing someone's bad behavior. Forgiveness is not allowing an abusive person to stay in your life. Forgiveness and letting go of resentment towards a person is allowing yourself to be free. Because, like I said in my other video, and I have no idea, I can't remember where I got this quote, but it has always stuck with me. Resentment is a poison that I swallow, hoping the other person dies. A poison I swallow, hoping the other person dies. When I hold on to resentment and unforgiveness and anger towards a person, every time that event or that person comes in my mind, I swallow a little bit more of that poison. And the poison, is coming from whatever that person tried to do to hurt or destroy me, or accidentally did to hurt me. And that poison is not meant for me. Excuse me. So, what forgiveness is releasing yourself from, the trap of holding on to the pain caused by another person. And for me, in the last few days, I just have all of these people that have hurt me coming into my mind, and God's asking me to forgive them. And sometimes it feels like it's not in your power to forgive a person, especially when they've hurt you intensely, when there's some really horrible things that they've done and choices that they've made that have affected you. It feels like it's just too much to say, I forgive you. And I'm not even necessarily talking about going directly to a person, but just in your heart, forgiving the person. For example, my dad, he passed away 2 years ago, and I have other videos about him and how it affected me, but he was an alcoholic, and I had to forgive him for the choices that he made. And he may have been making those choices unknowingly about how it would affect his daughter, but I had to forgive him, because for me to remain angry and to remain resentful and to remain hurt over what he did, what he chose to do with his life, it was only hurting me. When you hold on to unforgiveness and resentment against another person, it doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. It hurts me. So what I've been doing now is every time I think of an event or a person that that hurt me, and it starts to make me feel like I'm not worthy of something, that I am, I'm worth being hurt. What I have done is so bad that I'm worth being hurt. When I start having those feelings, I just say, okay, God, help me to forgive this person. I choose to love them. I choose to turn them over to you. And I choose to bless them. So when I think of someone that is no longer in my life, because of course forgiveness does not mean that you have to run back to this person with open arms and say, please come back into my life and abuse me some more. No. When you have closed a relationship because of abuse or toxicity, that doesn't mean, that is not what forgiveness means. I can't even talk today. That does not mean that's what you're going to do. You're not necessarily going to run back to this person and say, oh my goodness, please come back in and keep doing these things to me. No. You still have to love yourself. And if that means that person can't be around you anymore, then they can't. But when that person comes up in my head, I am just saying, please bless this person. Please give this person what they need to feel loved, to feel like they are getting the attention that they need. And I'm feeling like a little bit of a broken record the last few days because this is what I've been talking about, but we have to stop swallowing the poison that is not meant for us. We have to allow, the grace and peace and, we have to allow that forgiveness and love to fill us up and stop swallowing poison. Because remaining angry, remaining resentful, it just hurts you. And it is amazing the last, probably 24 hours that instead of being hurt by these people, I am hurting for them. I have just been filled with so much love for these people that have hurt me, and it makes no sense at all. But every time I think of, those like 3 people that have come into my head the last few days, and every time I think of them, I am just filled with so much love and compassion for them. And I wish that their lives would be blessed and they would be happy. And it's kind of unreal, but yeah. Stop swallowing the poison, guys. Give forgiveness. Release yourself. Forgive yourself as well. That's a struggle I've had too. Things that I've done and people that I've hurt. And, I am so quick to give forgiveness except for to myself. And we are to love ourselves. God says we love our neighbor as ourselves. So that means that we have to love ourselves first. And yeah, that's where I'm at today, guys. I'm going to say it one more time because it's a beautiful quote. Resentment is a poison that I swallow, hoping the other person dies. Let's throw the poison away. Thank you, guys. Live and love out of the way you were created.